Hello, my name's Susie Leake. I'm a whole of market mortgage and protection advisor here at Four Oaks Financial Services. My role is to help clients get onto the property ladder, or it might be to find their next mortgage. And in doing so, I'll give them advice every step of the way because, of course, it's quite a big process. It's not just about getting the right mortgage. It's about how much can you borrow, what's your budget, what can you afford, and of course there are other parts of the process as well that we can advise you in. Also part of what I do is help you to look at the protection element of that. That's to look at once we've got you into your property, how are we going to keep you there should anything unfortunate arise later on down the road. So that's things like life cover, critical illness cover, income protection and home insurance. A mortgage is a loan that you'll arrange with a lender, and that could be to buy a property, or it may be a remortgage, which is where you've already got your house, you've already got your mortgage, but your deal is coming up for renewal, and therefore you need to look for another deal with another lender, or it might be with the same lender. You've got fixed mortgages, which is where you can fix your rate for a set period of time. Typically that might be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, sometimes longer, depending on the lender. And what a fixed rate will do is give you security for that period of time, so you know exactly what payments you're going to be paying during that fixed period. We've also got variable rates, so they are either tracker rates or discounted rates. They are variable rates and they will move depending on what's happening with the base rate of England, or potentially what the lender decides to do if you do a discounted rate. Clients sometimes like the variable rates. It gives you a little bit more flexibility with overpayments. There doesn't tend to be restrictions on how much you can overpay, and some lenders also don't put any penalties for leaving that product as well with trackers. Some do, some don't. So finding out what your client needs is very important before we decide what type of product you take. So the reason why we look at protection when we're looking at your mortgage is, of course, buying a house is one of the biggest commitments that you'll ever take. But we want to make sure that you can stay in the house in any eventuality. Things like death, loss of income, accidents, they may happen along that life because you'll have a mortgage for 25, 30 years. So let's look at the protection side of it too, to make sure if anything happens, you can stay in that house and you've got financial peace of mind. So with a mortgage, there's 3 main areas of protection that we look at. That's life cover, critical illness and income protection. Life cover provides a lump sum in the event of death, meaning that you can pay the mortgage off in its entirety. Critical illness cover provides a lump sum if you are diagnosed with a serious critical illness. You may need those funds for many reasons. It could be that you want to pay the mortgage off. It might be that you need funds for private medical care, or you might want holiday of a lifetime. It's really individual to the client. And income protection is what we look at to protect your income. So if you have an accident or you're sick for long term, and of course you may or may not have employer sick pay, but income protection is designed to pay out for a long period of time so that you know you can cover your mortgage and cover the rest of your bills too. We also offer corporate protection here at Four Oaks Financial Services. So that's where if you're an employer and you want to look after your employees, you may want to provide them with life cover, or you may want to provide them with critical illness cover. So this is something that we can look at and set up as a company. And of course, this can also be beneficial to the company with regards to offsetting certain tax. So coming to a whole of market mortgage advisor can help you many ways. But mainly, we've got access to many lenders, high street names, building societies, and of course specialist lenders as well, which can be very handy if you've got a slightly complex case. When we actually go through a fact find with a client, we'll find out your circumstances, what your preferences are, and of course your future needs as well, because all this needs to be taken into consideration when looking for a mortgage. By using a whole of market mortgage advisor means that we've got access to a large array of products, so that when we are going in to do our research, we'll find you the right product from a large selection rather than a limited selection. Reasons why you might want to come and use Four Oaks Financial Services for your mortgage advice is because we offer a full turnkey solution, so we hold your hand right from the start through to the end of the process, and we also keep in touch with you as well thereafter. The idea is to make sure that you're informed all the way through, But we want to keep you as a client as well. So when you're ready to review your protection or your mortgages, we'll be back in touch to remind you of those key dates.